So what does Baylor men's basketball have to do to be the highest seed possible? The fortunate thing is they have 3 quad 1 games coming up. And it starts with number 8 Texas tomorrow, on the road to Oklahoma State, and we get Iowa State that's currently in the top 25, which they could still be they might not be ranked. They might not be ranked by that point, but we have to wait and see. But right now, according to the latest bracketology, we are 3 seed. And we know the standings. Right now, we would be a 4 seed. And the only way we're going to move up to a 3 is one way only. Kansas State losing another game and we went out. I mean, you can't lose the same amount as Kansas State. And Kansas State has to go on the road to Oklahoma State. And they're going to be desperate for a win because they're on the bubble right now. They got Oklahoma at home. They got West Virginia on the road. They could easily, I would say, they should lose at least one game. At least one. And I think that, and West Virginia's on the bubble too. So they could technically lose up to 2 games in the regular season. So let's forget the 2 seed in the Big 12 tournament. There's no way. Unless the following happens. We beat Texas. Texas loses to TCU. And if somehow we end the same record, then it has to come down to tiebreaker rules. That's the only way. And this is assuming if there's like a 3-way tie for second place between us, Kansas State, and Texas, Kansas State would probably have the edge because, look, they beat us twice. They beat Texas. They beat Kansas. They have more wins against the top than we have. We would. Unless we beat... I know Iowa State definitely beat... I think Iowa State defeated them there in Ames. I think so, but I know Iowa State definitely lost to Kansas State at home. I mean, on the road. Yeah, they defeated Kansas State. So we need to beat Iowa State no matter what at home. No matter what. I would say we need to beat Texas. You need to get the highest seed I see right now for the NCAA tournament is a 2. Let's just be clear. Unless we really run the table and win the Big 12 tournament, which we know the Big 12 tournament will start very soon. Not next week, but the following week. And that would be March 8th through March 11th. Wait a minute, that's... But we know that bracket wise it would be a 1 versus a as of this 8 versus 9 seed, and the 2 seed will play. Wait a minute. That's as of last year. Because remember, Oklahoma State was postseason banned. So, I'm going to have to look at the current one. Yeah. The first game would be March 8th, actually, on that Wednesday. Just to make that clear. March 8th. And that's 8 versus 9 and 7 versus 10. That's on a Wednesday. The 2 seed will take on the 7 over 10. Well, the 1 seed will take on the 8 versus 9. So, and we would be a 4 seed right now. As of right now. And we would play Iowa State twice within a week. That's not exactly ideal. But this is why we need to see where we're at. I mean, like, at right now. And then we have to just determine from there. I think somehow we beat Iowa State at home. I do. Give them 8 conference losses. I just don't want a rematch with TCU necessarily. Because, they have Mike Miles back. And we know what happened. And the only reason why I think we're in this position is because of those close losses at home against Kansas State in overtime. And at one point, lost to TCU at home. So, how do I think it's... The highest seed in Big 12 tournament I see is a 3. Unless, somehow, if we win out the rest of our games and Kansas State loses once, then we'll be a 3 seed. But if we lose the same amount as Kansas State, forget about it. We're going to be a 4. I mean, that's the truth. And even if we went out and Kansas State loses one time, and then let's just say Texas not only loses to us, but their rest of the schedule besides us on the road is TCU on the road, and you got Kansas at home. They could very well lose the next 3 games, if not 2. I mean, they should lose at least 1 game no matter what. It's just, will they lose 2? I would venture to guess they would lose 2 right now. And that would be, I think, us and TCU. I really, really do. So, then, no matter what, we could very well be a 2 seed, but then it would be tiebreaker rules. And that gets messy. So, we have to wait and see what happens. And even if they beat, but at least they're going to lose 1 game. It's just, can we get even up to a 2 seed in a Big 12 tournament? I just don't know. That's just too much chaos. And we know the Big 12 is the best conference in basketball. There's going to be enough quad 1 wins. We just need to avoid the bad losses like the following teams are on the bubble right now that are outside looking in on the men's side. In basketball. Texas Tech. We can't lose to them. And of course, we can't lose to Oklahoma either. Quite frankly, we just can't. Can't lose to Texas Tech, can't lose to Oklahoma. Everybody else would be in the field. Even though Oklahoma State is in the last 4 in right now. And that's a dangerous team. Though they've been slipping down recently with back-to-back losses. So, if we get to play them on Monday, we have to win that game on the road to get us another quality road win. And we got to beat Iowa State at least. I think we're going to beat Iowa State. I think we should beat Oklahoma State on the road, even though that's a dangerous road game. It's just tomorrow, I am not positive. I would guess it's more like a 50-50 game to me, like 45% to 55%. That's how I would feel right now. And this team's defense, last I checked, we're number 93 in kenpom on defense. Yet we have the number 2 offense. The defense has to get better. I mean, we might have to just play at least a top 75, top 50 defense and even think about a deeper run in the NCAA tournament. But let's just worry about that later on the NCAA tournament. We just need to find a way to get the highest seed possible so we don't have to play like a 13 seed or a 12 seed in the NCAA tournament. We don't want to go down to a 4 seed or a 5 seed in the NCAA tournament. We don't want to. A 3 I would be fine with, but still, it's a dangerous position. It is dangerous. That's why I would say let's just play ourselves up to a 2 seed, which is very, very possible. It is. A 1 seed, I would forget about it. Unless we win out the rest of our games, there's no way we're going to be a 1. And even then, it would require some help. I mean, that's the thing. So, as you could tell, we're going to definitely be a top 5 seed. It's just, where are we going to be? I would say realistically, we're going to either be a 2 or a 3. Our resume speaks for itself. I mean, it's the truth. And the good news is, if we're a 3 seed, for some reason, as of right now, that would take on TCU. Oh, yeah, I don't want to play them again. So, we're going to have to just wait and see. And the last Big 12 games are going to happen like a week from Saturday, as we all know. But definitely by the next day, we'll know the bracket, how it looks. If not before then, before our game. No, our game is the earliest game, I believe, on the men's side. In men's basketball at 11 a.m. against Iowa State. But I'm going to double check when it is last game, because that's going to determine the seeding, I would say, first of all. And we have to just concentrate on ourselves. So yeah, March 4th is definitely the last day for games. And we're going to know by 8 o'clock at the earliest, I would say. Unless the 5 o'clock game goes to double overtime, triple overtime. You get what I'm saying. And no matter what, the next day, the team's got to know where they're at and who they're going to prep for. So, anyways, if you like this content, hit like and subscribe. And see you guys later. 5 subscribers. We're on the road to it. Let's go. And realistically, I say we're going to be a 2 seed. It's just, I'm a little apprehensive about that because of our defense. In the last 2 games, we've just given up so many points.